Hi guys, welcome back to Draw with hicreative. A massive thank you first of all to all of you who watched, drew along, liked, shared and reviewed our first video, and of course to our 8 subscribers. Last week's subject was inspired by Sophie, aged 10 from Yeovil, and look at that amazing pug. So thank you very much for sending your finished piece to us, Sophie, and we're glad that you enjoyed it. This week we are drawing a unicorn requested by Isse and Lottie, age 9 from London. We've taken all of your comments from last week on board and we hope that this episode will be a little simpler to follow and easier to see. So you're going to need a pencil, A4 paper and an egg cup. Get comfortable and enjoy, and thank you so much for joining us. Before we start guys, one last thing, please if you could like, share, review, subscribe, everything you could for this, as we're really enjoying doing it and hopefully it's helping a lot of people right now. Please make sure the egg cup that you use has a stand on the bottom like the one that I'm using today. Have a pencil sharpener ready so you can keep your pencil nice and crisp. I'm personally using a B pencil just so I can make sure that the lines are nice and dark for you all. Doesn't matter what pencil you use. Please also have an eraser ready, any will do. Okay, you want a flat surface and your A4 page needs to be horizontal. You're going to put your egg cup around about 3/4 of the way down your page towards the left hand side, or I promise you your unicorn will not fit on your page. You guessed it, draw around the bottom of your egg cup. Try and press as lightly as possible. Throughout the entirety of the video I'm going to be pressing quite darkly. This is simply so you guys can see. Try and press lightly at the start just because these are the guides. You're going to draw a diagonal line like so across the middle of your circle. Please don't worry about accuracy here. As you can see, mine isn't overly accurate itself. Just try and do the best you can. It really doesn't matter. Extend the line like I have a little bit for the next step. Mark out a pinky width. From this mark, draw round the egg cup base again. This is what you should have. Again, don't worry at all if the line isn't going exactly diagonal through the 2 circles. Mark out roughly the middle of each circle with a dot. On the higher circle, from the dot, draw a line upwards. This is going to be roughly a thumb's distance from the top of the circle. You then just want to rub out the excess of that line and the diagonal line as so. What we've just rubbed out you shouldn't be able to see at all because you should be pressing lighter with your pencil than me. From the top of our new line we want to create a diagonal line that is parallel to the one below. The length of this line should be space for you to mark out 2 thumb lengths and 1 pinky length. We're now going to go back to our 2 circles and we're going to plot in a few lines. Please don't worry about being too precise with the measurements and the accuracy. Just copy the lines that I'm plotting in. Feel free to pause in between. This bit shouldn't be too difficult. We're literally just getting all the same lines in. As I said, don't worry about it being too straight or too precise. Just get them in. It really shouldn't matter at this point. I've made the lines a little bit darker on mine just so you guys can see where we should be at. If you're not at this point, don't worry at all, just pause the video and make sure you're at this point before you go into the next stage. So you want to draw 2 lines down from both of these points that you'll see, like so. you're going to make sure that both of these are a thumb length down, and you're going to mark at these points. Right guys, now we're starting to get the hang of what we're doing here. Just copy what I do on the screen. Make sure you pause when you need to pause, and make sure you take a break when you need to take a break. Don't worry, as I keep saying, about how accurate your drawing is and how accurate your measurements are. It really doesn't matter. As long as it looks something like what I have on the screen, then you are golden. I'm back. Looks like you guys are doing so well so far. Keep up the great work. If you haven't already noticed by now the unicorn coming together, this is the stomach that we are just jotting in right now. So follow me, exactly what you were doing before, in basically trying to mirror this kind of curved arch look at the bottom of the two circles from the points that I am joining. You guessed it, this is the top of the back. So just like we did with the bottom of the stomach, just come with me in doing the same type of arced, curved action as I am doing with my pencil, joining the middle of the top two circles. You really should see it all coming together now as we add the neck main part of the unicorn. So again, we're going from the points that you see on screen, and we are going to be joining the back curve that we've just plotted in with the new portion that we're plotting right now. So try and mimic the kind of curved look that I'm going for here. Right, okay, so here is your chance again, just to try your best to follow us as best as you can. Remember to pause in between each step if you need to, just to make sure that you're on the right track. We're now on the face, as I'm sure you guys can tell. So no pressure here at all, just carry on doing what you're doing. If you've made it this far, then you're doing amazingly well. As you can see, I've darkened the lines again just so you guys can have a look and make sure you're on the right lines. If you're not, don't worry, just pause it as it is and make sure that your drawing looks the same as this. When you're satisfied with your progress so far, we'll start to draw the horn. Again, please remember guys that I am pressing hard so you can see. Please try and press lighter so we can rub out later. We're now going to draw around the sticks that we've placed in for legs. This is going to be a little trickier of a process, but just try and stick with me here guys. Try your best, as I'm sure you will, to follow what I do, and no matter how much of a perfectionist you are, just try and have fun with this guys. I know this bit might be a little bit confusing and a little bit detailed, but honestly don't worry if it's not looking perfect right now. We'll have plenty of opportunity to tweak it at the end, and even so, just like I said, just try and have as much fun as you can, because that is the whole point of these. As you'll see, this part of the process, I am myself rubbing out and correcting quite a lot of bits. Please don't worry if this is you as well, but please also do not get frustrated at this point. This is probably the most important bit of the process. If you are going to be a little more detailed and a little more accurate, just take your time with it. Remember to have fun, smile, don't get stressed or upset about it. Just follow what I do, make sure that it's looking in the ballpark of what we've got on here. I will, as I say, tweak and edit as I go along. Feel free to do the same, or if you're happy with what you have straight away, just again feel free to skip ahead and go on to the next part. Now we've got all 4 legs blocked in, you'll see that the next part that I start to do is actually rub some of these lines out to make them look a little bit more fluid and a little bit more curved, because of the stickman-esque like stature that we have given the unicorn as our guidelines to start with. They might end up looking a little bit static and a little bit straight and liney, so we're just working in now to make sure that they're a little bit more fluid, bendy, and a little bit more like a horse would look in the leg region. It's time now to rub out our guidelines and you'll be left with your unicorn. We're now going to add a little bit of detail onto the horn. We're going to start this by simply making diagonal little lines across the whole surface of the horn. We're now going to add some features into our unicorn, so we're going to start with the ears and a little bit of hair and fringe around the face. Copy us in mapping out whereabouts the eyes would go, just under the horn, and you want to add just one eye, and watch how we're going to do that. It's just going to be a simple sketch of a couple lines to map out where it would be, and then a kind of angled eyebrow which will look kind of like an angry kind of eyebrow. We're going to also map in a nostril, which is going to be a kind of colon or speech mark. Come with us as we just give the nose area a little bit of an edit, just to make it look a little bit more curved. We're now just mapping in the mouth, which is going to be a simple curved line as so, and likewise giving the jaw a little bit of an edit as well, just again to add a bit more detail and a bit of curvature. Follow how we frame the face and the jawline to just make it look a little bit more 3D. Our unicorns are so nearly there now, so well done for getting this far. They are looking great. We're now going to simply be adding a little bit more extra detail just around where the muscles would be, just making sure they're framed to be a little bit more eye-catching, add that realistic touch. Of course, feel free to skip this step if you wish. Your unicorn's already looking amazing. Just skip ahead and go to the tail and the mane if you wish. If not, then stick with us for now. We're just simply going to, as I said, be adding some muscle detail like so. For the tail, you can pretty much do what you like with this. I am going to draw a curved, kind of flicked line, if you like I've just done there, from the kind of most prominent point out of the bum area. I am going to do the same kind of thing with the mane, but starting from the bottom corner of the ear that you see. I'm then going to simply just kind of freestyle draw in some hair. I have chosen to do a kind of flame look on this one, but you are completely free to go however you would like to go with this. So I'm just going to work back into the horn a little bit. I'm just going to rub out the edges, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and curve around each one of the lines just to make it again look a bit more 3D and realistic for you. So again, doesn't matter how neat you are at this point. You can leave it straight lined if you wish. This is simply just to make it look a little bit more realistic, but it's completely optional. Now's your opportunity to darken everything up. Make sure that all of those lines are crisp and everything that you don't want in your picture is gone and nicely erased. Right guys, you'll see I have finished. I've also added some hooves onto my unicorn. You can come with me and copy me on that one, or you can leave it as it is, totally up to you. I am going to finish mine there. Don't forget to sign your work. Please carry on if you wish, be as creative as you like. Well done guys. Please continue to be sharing all of your creations with us guys. We really appreciate it and we love to see what you've been up to. We will also share them on our social media if you share them with us, so please do that. Also, don't forget to give us a request for one of our future episodes. Thanks again guys, and don't forget, keep smiling, stay safe and keep creating.